So I did not prepare anything. I just, I love the radio show, and so I didn't even know this thing happens, and then I read about it, and so I got tickets. I bought tickets for me and my daughter, and I dragged her here, and she's over there cringing with embarrassment because I did not do it, but I only wanted the show to start, and she was begging, and so she says, you only had 2, and you had to have no more names, so I threw my name in the hat. So that's why I'm here. Okay, so I played the cello. I moved to New Orleans a quarter of a century ago, 25 years ago, to play in the symphony here. That's what I do for a living. But my other passion and predates my musical passion is dance. I've always danced. I love to dance. I dance. Modern dance, choreograph, all that kind of stuff. So as soon as I moved here, I wanted to find, some dance that was happening. I went to a little modern class, and I met a woman, and she's like, oh, she was a geologist. She was working for Texaco, and she was like, oh, you seem great. Join my dance company. She just started a dance company. And so, this is so, well, and like I said, I didn't prepare this, so I'm rambling, but I also started a dance company. I'm getting to that in a minute. And so, I feel like it's a very New Orleans story. It's like you move here in one form of art, and then you just throw yourself into another form of art, and there's just art everywhere and everything. So I was doing that. Well, first of all, I joined her little dance company, and it was fun and everything. And then I had bought a car just before I moved here, a little midnight blue Saturn. And at the end of my season, my orchestra season, I had this idea. I wanted to dance my way around the periphery of the country, because I finally had a new car, and I'm not the queen of preventive maintenance. I'm really bad at preventive maintenance. So I was like, I better do this now before my car just conks out and I haven't changed the oil in 3 years and all that kind of stuff. So I better do it now. So I danced my way all around the country doing contact improvisations, this wacky form of modern dance, and contra dancing, which is like very hip, cool square dancing. And I did that all around the country. And it's super fun, and I sweated a lot there, but that's actually not what this story is about. But I came back with all this energy and idea, and I went to the Texaco geologist who had started a dance company, and I said, hey, I got all these ideas. Can I choreograph something and for the next performance and blah, blah, blah. And she said, that all sounds so amazing. That's great, but you're going to have to start your own company, because I'm preemptively quitting Texaco. They were laying off people right and left back then. I'm going back to business school. So she did go to business school, and then after business school, she became a different Nuggets girl. But anyway, so she went back to business school, and I have all this energy, and I'm like, I just wanted to choreograph a little piece, and but so I figured if she could do it, I could do it. Why not? So I started a modern dance company. Long story short, we're getting to the sweat part. And so one of my earliest pieces that I choreographed was called Random Acts of Velvet, and it was in 3 parts, and all these different costumes had featured velvet, but the part that I just threw my heart into the most was this duet, and I was one of the dancers in the duet, and I had this long fitted, flowing, yet somewhat stretchy, long sleeves, black velvet dress. And it was a major part of the dance. So I had to do most of the choreographing and rehearsing in the dress, because I would do all kinds of things. Like, I'd pull it up, it looked like a diaper. It's strategically, I would do headstands, and it'd fall over my head at certain times, and my legs were up. And anyway, it was really great part. It was really part of the dance. And so, the dress was like the other character in the dance or something. So I had to always choreograph. So I sweat a lot. And so this dress, which was 100% polyester, and like that one was saying about satin, polyester just soaks up the sweat and it doesn't let it go. But I never wanted to wash the dress, because I feared that it would lose its stretch or just not be quite right. It was an integral part of the dance. And so I wouldn't wash the dress ever. And so now I think that my sweat has a certain smell, okay? I think that it smells like grapefruits. But, so after a while, it did. I was like, oh my God, it's starting to smell like grapefruits, this dress. But then, it was like a family of grapefruits, and then grapefruits in the heat, and then finally it just smells like rank, rotten grapefruits. But I just I couldn't wash it. I couldn't bring myself to wash it. And the other, my partner, And it was like, did I mention I do contact improvisation? So that's like a form of modern dance where you're just all like, you're just like always touching each other. So we had all these parts where it's like her head's in my armpits, in my crotch, everything. So like, it was just terrible. But the point is, whatever. I kept the super, super, super sweaty dress. Finally, we did the performance. It was great. I felt so accomplished and everything. Now, it hasn't dinged yet, has it? Oh my God. Okay, because I forgot. I have a title, which is inspired by Group 3. My title of my story, which I did not even plan to do, is called Aspiration Perspiration. Because, here's where we're getting to the emotional part, is that, so every man who's ever left me, which has been quite a few now, well, I mean, not a lot, but there's been more than one, who's left me, it's always some form of this, like that you don't, you can't, I'm so sick of the word vulnerability. You can't throw a stick without like hitting the word vulnerability. It's like what all the Kill Kids are doing. But it's like some form of you don't open up with me. You don't share your aspirations. And I'm like, well, maybe that's because I'm too busy living my aspirations in this sweaty-ass city. And then if I finally cleaned the dress so it doesn't smell like anymore. But if I never knew what to say to these guys, but I would just go get the dress and say, smell this.